I have a whole lot to give and a whole lot to receive. As I expand my awareness exponentially, I understand what I'm aware of. That's how I become conscious. Overstand and understand to know I am this. I am what I speak, and I say what I am. All is us, from the sky to the land. From the waters of the deep, where life began, I rise like fire to help life expand.
Welcome to the Void of Thought. I'm Razir, and today in this video, we're talking about how to become a master manifester. First things first, what is manifestation? So, manifestation is simply attracting and or creating your reality, because we already are master manifestors. And so when we say manifestation, usually what we're talking about is attracting what we desire to us, speaking things into existence, that kind of thing. But really, we're manifesting everything in our life already as it is. That's what I mean by we're master manifestors already. Because everything that we speak, everything that we think is already being put into play. Down here in this third dimension, things happen a lot slower. In the higher dimensions, fourth, fifth dimension, like in the dream space, like we think about something and we have the intention to bring it into reality, boom, it's already there. So in this reality, being that the frequency is a lot slower, slower doesn't mean bad, it's just that things happen progressively here. Things are more step by step. Things can still happen, miraculously here, but really things happen slower because in this third dimension, we're here to become aware of what we already are, which is master manifestors. And so things happen slowly so that we can see more of the process and the progress that we're making along the way of, having our manifestations. Like I mentioned in my last video, how I manifested the trip to Ireland. I wasn't specifically trying to manifest a trip to Ireland, but I always say, like, I want to travel overseas and I want to play basketball professionally. And how it manifested was over the course of, some months, I had the opportunity arise for me to, try out for an overseas basketball opportunity, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And usually the only thing that gets in our way of manifesting certain things is our ability to receive it. Our ability to actually see that what we manifest is already ours. We spoke it. We have the intent to bring it about. So now the only thing left is to actually get it, go get it, to receive it. And so being that we're already master manifestors, everything in our life, whether it's good, bad, good and bad is all relative. Everything is what it is. It's just our perception of it. But being that we already are master manifestors, we create everything that we already have in our existence. Like, believe it or not, like whether you believe it or not, before we were born, like I have the belief, I have the inner knowing that we choose our life path before we even come down here, before we even reincarnated into these bodies, these physical vessels. And so being that we already pretty much chose our path in life, I believe in that sense, everything is already written in the stars, per se. But while we're down here, we do have free will. We can abandon the plan that we already had for ourselves, or we can go along with it, flow with it, surrender to our highest good. But while we're down here, all the, let's say like the micro steps to create the macrocosm or the bigger picture, all the singular brushstrokes that create the overall picture, we have the free will to manifest whatever we want within those. They still may be all progressively going towards the same, macro goal, the main picture overall. But within those small brushstrokes, within every single step that we take, we have the free will to manifest what we want. How would we like to take those steps? How would we like to receive what we want to receive? How would we like to paint the picture of our life in this day that's still leading into the overall goal, the overall picture that we have already written for ourselves or painted for ourselves in the stars. And so this is where I believe that free will comes in manifestation. So being that we have the power to speak what we want into existence, and that we have the power to will what we want into existence, how are we going about it? Are we consciously choosing to manifest our lives, or are we just passively responding to things or reacting to things that happen to us? Even though subconsciously we already are attracting everything in our field to us, going into that a little bit, we may not be 100% responsible for every single thing that happens to us or happens for us, because we all are co-creators in this reality. But being that we're co-creators, we always have a hand in the pot. We always have, a dog in the race per se. We always have something to do with what is manifesting for us in our field, whether we're conscious of it or not. And so this is why becoming conscious of the subconscious through lucid dreaming, practices like that, or deep levels of meditation, that is so beneficial in embodying the master manifestors that we are. Because the more that we're aware of our subconscious mind, the subconscious realm, the more we're able to utilize what is already within us to bring about what we like to experience. For example, all the subconscious programming that is already running within us to manifest this reality for us, if we can go in and change that subconscious programming, we would have such a profound effect on our life experience as it is. Because say, for example, you have, childhood trauma, or even something good that happened to you when you were little. Let's use a good example in this case. So in this case, I'd like to use the example of, a child who is always told that they're beautiful, they're strong, they're kind, they're graceful, they're elegant. All throughout, their childhood years, they're always told, and they're positively reinforced with these words of affirmations that they actually, they genuinely believe that they're strong and powerful and resourceful and, all these good things. So now, that being the subconscious programming that's running within them, because really, in a lot of psychological studies, they say that the first 7 years of our lives is basically shapes who we become. And that programming becomes, our subconscious programming that runs, that basically is like the standard operating software of a computer per se. But that's running within us, and everything within us is reflection, or actually gets reflected externally. I should say, gets projected externally and manifests the reality that we're experiencing. So for example, if someone told you that you're strong and beautiful and courageous and all these beautiful things growing up, then you believe that, so you're operating with that base level of programming, that base frequency within yourself. And so being that you're operating in that frequency, you're always giving off that energy of, I'm strong, I'm beautiful. So your posture may be better. You may walk around with a smile more. You may even be, better looking to other people, more attractive to other people, simply because you're exuding this energy. So because you're exuding this energy, more things on the positive end of the spectrum tend to happen for you. Maybe you're just walking down the street one day and someone holds the door open for you. You smile and say thank you. And then maybe there's someone else who offers to buy you a meal simply because of that kind gesture that you gave to them, responding to the kind gesture that they gave to you. So simple things like that. And it can lead to, bigger things over time, exponential growth. So simply because that person is operating in that frequency of being strong, being courageous, being beautiful, being resourceful, now they have more opportunities open up for them, and they expect more opportunities to open up for them. And now that opportunities are opening up for them, now they can choose how to utilize each opportunity. They can operate discernment because they have so many good options around them. Now they can simply choose what is best for them in that moment and operate from that feeling of love, that being, that state of being that is love. And so since they're operating from that, now even more good things, more positive things happen for them. So compare that to someone who maybe you was told, you ain't nothing. You ain't, SHIT growing up. You're ugly, you're this, you're that, all this bad stuff, right? If they grow up believing that, now the opportunities, even if they're all around them, they can't even see those opportunities that are around them because they're so preoccupied with, man, this life sucks, man. It's like, this life is terrible. Like, I'm nothing. Like, I can't do anything. People always, frowning at me. I'm walking around with a scowl on my face, walking around looking like I'm hard and all this stuff. Certain opportunities may even present themselves, but if they're not in the state of mind to even see those opportunities, because maybe like they want those opportunities, so they're manifesting them. But then once they manifest, now since they're in a state where they're not even being receptive to the love that's around them or the light that's around them or the goodness that's around them, now they're just pushing it all away. They're getting rid of all the things that they manifested for them, because again, we are master manifestors. So everything that we think, everything that we say, everything that we embody is going to manifest in this reality for us. Now, the question is, again, how willing are you to actually receive it? So you said what you want, you spoke it, you wrote it down, all these different techniques and everything. Now, how well can you embody the version of yourself that is able to receive what you wanted to manifest? Because say, like, using myself for an example again, I wanted to go overseas. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to play basketball while doing it. Now I have the opportunity to go to Ireland to try out for a team. If I was in the state of mind where this seems like it's too good to be true, or I don't have the money for that though, like creating these excuses for myself, then I wouldn't have jumped on the opportunity. I would have maybe seen the opportunity, but I wouldn't have seen it as something that's for me in this moment. So compare that to what I actually did was, I see this opportunity, I sat on it for a little bit, I meditated on it, in my heart, it felt right. So instead of rejecting it, thinking like, I don't have enough money or any of that stuff, I simply said, okay, I accept that this opportunity is for me. So now, let me take it. Let me respond to this coach. Let me send him my resume. Let me do all this stuff, take care of all the stuff that needs to happen. And once I made that decision within myself, now the next steps presented themselves. The next steps of, I was able to sell my car and get a new one, basically interchanging, trading the car that I had in while still receiving all the money that I needed for the trip. So simply because I made the decision to receive what I manifested, everything else opened up for me. Everything else flowed very, very smoothly for me. And since I acted on the opportunity, I received it, and I did the work to actually physically receive it, get everything done that I needed to get done. Now, what do I know? My family is supporting me. Now, I have people, rooting for me. I have all the support that I need to actually take the trip, to actually, get the Airbnb, pay for food while I'm out there and everything. I had the support that I needed because I simply acted on what I knew was for me. So instead of pushing it away, I accepted it. I received it. And then, I'm still in the process of seeing what good is coming from that. So that's part of my next manifestations. So I won't reveal exactly what that is yet, but just know that I'm in a state of receiving it. And since I'm receiving it, the next steps are being presented to me. So the same is true for you as well. I'm sure you have plenty of experiences where, you manifested something, an opportunity or a physical object, maybe it's a new car or something like that, or a new place to live, where you manifested it, the opportunity is there, and now you're at that crossroads. I can accept it or I can deny it. I can receive it or I can push it away. So now the question is, how good are you at receiving? Because like I said, we already are master manifestors. Everything that we speak, do, say, embody is happening for us. It's manifesting for us. It's being attracted to us in this reality. We're pulling it towards us at all times. Now, the question is, how willing are you to receive it? Are you willing to get out of your own way, aka are you willing to silence the ego in this case, thinking that it's too good too good to be true and all this BS? Or are you willing to say, I manifested this for myself, I see that it's happening. Now, how well can I trust my intuition? I trust my intuition fully, so I surrender to my highest good. And that is exactly what I've been saying to myself every night before going to sleep during my nightly prayers. I surrender to my highest good. God, Creator, my highest self, I surrender to my highest good. Whatever that is for me, I surrender to it, I accept it, and I receive it. And I'm willing to walk forward in faith and do what is necessary to achieve and receive my highest good. So I want you to do the same thing. Focus on not just what you want to manifest. Know that what you're manifesting is already happening, because what you want also wants you. What you desire also desires you. If you desire, a partnership, a divine partnership, a relationship, that wants you too. So now, instead of focusing on just the want, just the desire, act like you're embodying the energy of being in that relationship right now. You may not have the person in your life right now. Maybe they are in your life, you just don't know it. But how can you best receive that? By embodying the energy of already being on that frequency. By embodying, the reality of having that partner, being with that partner. Because we never have anybody. Side note, we will never have anybody. We're only with other people. So it's not being possessive, it's being with someone. But keeping that in mind, this is how we best manifest. By, saying what we want, believing what we want, writing it down, all these different methods that I've already been, explained and everything by other people, other teachers, other gurus and everything. But now, how well are you willing to receive it? So how well are you willing to accept that your intuition is guiding you towards what you want, what you desire? So instead of, again, focusing on just the want, just the desire, focus on embodying that desire, being the vessel that is capable of receiving what it is that you desire. So that is the secret to manifesting what we want. Understanding that anything that we say, do, think is already being manifested. Trusting that is being manifested. And now being willing to receive, also put the work in to get there, but also receive what it is that we're manifesting. Because one more thing before I close this video out. Being that, we're master manifestors, part of the equation is actually putting the work in to get yourself in position to receive what it is that you want to manifest. So I use this example. I also have a blog post that I wrote about this as well, being master manifestors. I use this example in the blog post. Say you order something from a restaurant, but the restaurant is 10 miles away or 10 minutes away, whichever one you want to use. Say the restaurant is 10 miles away and they don't do delivery. So you place the order, so the order is being made, your food is going to be there in a matter of 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is. But if you don't put the work in to actually go to the restaurant to pick up your order, it's just going to sit there. Same thing with our manifestations. If I want to manifest, $1 billion or $1 million, whatever it is, manifest the perfect partner, manifest my dream home and everything, okay, it's being manifested. It's in the process of being created right now, or it's already out there. But what's the missing part of the equation? You actually putting yourself in position to receive what it is that you manifested. So going back to the restaurant example, you put your order in, but the restaurant doesn't deliver. Or even if they did deliver, you would still have to get up and go to your door to actually receive it. You'd have to have the money to pay for it, right? So in this case of manifestation, you have to listen to your intuition and not just focus on what it is that you want. Because you already put the order into the universe. You already put the order into your higher self. You put the order in. Now, what are the steps to put myself in position to actually receive my order? So that's when the intuition comes into play. That's when the trust, the faith comes into play. Knowing that it is happening, but also knowing that you have to meet it, basically meet it halfway, meet it with match its effort. So if the universe, your higher self, is putting in the effort to actually manifest, to bring forth what it is that you want, now you have to match the effort by putting yourself in position to receive it. And that's the key right there, putting the effort in to receive it. So you have to put yourself in position to receive it, however that may be in any situation. That's when your intuition comes to play. Listen to your heart, not just your mind. Connect your heart with your mind. And now you're cooking with fire right there. So I'm gonna leave it off on that. I send you guys much love, gratitude, wholeness, and harmony. And yeah, I'm grateful for you guys watching. I know that whoever this is meant for will receive it. So I'm grateful for you watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And yeah, I'm Razir, sending you off with peace, love, gratitude, and harmony. Thank you.